What's going on, guys? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD mobile video. So today we're going to be talking about the newly discounted Outlaw High Noon. So this video probably comes to you guys as no surprise, since most of us, if like we ever follow the leaks, already knew that the Outlaw High Noon was going to be part of, the next legendary bundle. And it's such a crazy day to have it release on New Year's. So yeah, it's Happy New Year's, guys, by the way. I forgot to mention that. I hope you guys are all enjoying your first day into 2023. Hopefully it goes out smoothly. I know last year, for at least this game, it went out a lot smoother than I actually thought it would. But yeah, I will be making a retrospect video for that. So stay tuned for that. So yeah. Anyways, let's actually talk about the High Noon. So I never actually owned this skin ever. This is literally the very first time I have ever owned the Outlaw High Noon. I'm pretty sure there was a moment in time where you were able to kind of own it for like a few days, but even then I never really took the opportunity because the Outlaw is not really something I normally use. But if it's going to come out at a discounted price of just $24, obviously I am going to pick it up because it's a lot cheaper. I kind of knew that the Outlaw was going to be one of those legendary bundles at some point, and I knew that because it's probably one of the least mentions, probably one of the least bought. Keep in mind, I don't really see a lot of people that use the Outlaw High Noon. If they do use the Outlaw, they'll probably use some sort of epic blueprint like the Heat Stroke or something like that. Maybe a rare moment they will have the Enlightened one from the first ever Fennec draw. Not the Redux, but the original draw. But overall, you don't really see a lot of people using the Outlaw since it's a much more skill required sniper rifle. As you guys know, the Outlaw is probably one of the sniper rifles that is very, very strict when it comes to its one-shot kill area. So you have to be really, really careful on how you use this thing. However, there was a recent buff to it that kind of extended the one-shot hit area, I think down to the stomach if you're in really, really close range. But I think it's only like up to like less than 10 meters, and then it just goes back to just the normal amount of damage that it normally requires you to take to kill someone in one hit. My theory as to why they decided to sell the Outlaw High Noon in the bundles is probably because it wasn't really going to sell anymore. Keep in mind, the Outlaw High Noon was like Season 6 Year 1, so this is a very, very old legendary skin. I believe this was probably the second legendary skin for a sniper. I think the first one was obviously the Holiday DLQ. But yeah, if I am correct, I believe this is the second legendary sniper skin to ever be released within this game. This is kind of like when they started ramping up the sales for legendary skins. They started releasing more every season. We got this plus the Cordite 0G around the same season. So yeah, the Outlaw had a legendary skin. Of course, this was before Gunsmith, so you had to earn weapons in a different way. You had to do it through a seasonal challenge, or yeah, you pretty much had to do it through a seasonal challenge or through the battle pass. So unfortunately, I never really unlocked the Outlaw until I got like the Heat Stroke, but I never actually bought the legendary. I'm not sure if I was around when that came out. I think I came out around like maybe I started playing this game around maybe mid-season within Season 6, but then again, I could be wrong. Maybe it was out, but I was just never really interested in picking it up. But after 3 years later, I did finally manage to pick it up, and I always knew that at some point that they were going to sell it in the bundle. I mean, this skin, it's not really for the greatest sniper in the world. I mean, yeah, it takes a lot of skill to use this, but again, it wasn't really making a lot of sales for the For You section, even though it's been available there for a long time. And again, I've considered picking it up, but again, I'm not like, how often am I really going to use this sniper rifle? But yeah, I decided to just wait for like a different type of like way it's going to be sold, either through a crate or through like a bundle, which was most likely the bundle. And overall, I mean, I'm not really impressed by the legendary skin, given that we've been spoiled by more creative skins that we have now. The shooting sounds, it's more or less the same as the original gun. It does have this little dust effect around the weapon that wraps around. And believe it or not, the design of the gun is actually based off the High Noon Mastercraft for the Outlaw. I think that's what it was called. But yeah, here's a screenshot of it. So here is how the Outlaw High Noon looked like back in BO4. So of course, obviously it looks a lot more dim. It's not really that great. It kind of has more of a realistic feel to it. It was actually reactive in BO4. It had like these little target circles that would pop out around the gun like every so often, but that was pretty much it. I guess it wasn't as flashy as it is here in COD Mobile. So overall, they kind of had to make it flashy because, you know, given that it's far more expensive than it was in BO4. Like, yeah, you had like, you know, supply drops, but like at the time when it first came out, it was very easy to get it compared to, you know, in this game. And obviously they had to make it more flashy to make your money's worth, let's be honest. I don't really mind the changes. I think it went through a few changes before in the past where they kind of had to like make the gold scope a little bit better. Of course, in the gameplay, I'm not really using it because I mean, like I'm not really comfortable using 8x scopes, at least on this one, because it's a lot more harder to get, you know, one-shot kills with. So don't worry, guys. I'll have a class up for you that is more of a general thing that I'm sure most of you guys would use. So here is the general class setup that I set up. This is something that I believe most people would actually use. So yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you leave a like, make sure to subscribe, and if there's ever a situation where there is a second legendary outlaw, don't worry, I will be making a comparison video for that. But of course, that won't be until like probably much later down the line. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.